Ready, Joanne?
Is it because we're using the power strip?
Hey, no. What? Is there What are
There we go. Perfect. Is everybody here that's supposed to be here? Do you guys know? All right, awesome. Thanks for being here. We earlier this week on Monday had a jazz festival, and because you guys couldn't come or weren't able to come, we thought we'd bring a little bit of jazz to you and kind of introduce that to you since you haven't been able to maybe listen to it or play it in a while. We're going to play 3 songs for you, and after we are done, you're going to have a chance to ask some questions. So while we're playing, if you think of a question, try to hang on to that so we get your question answered. It could be about anything. It could be about jazz band, it could be about band in general, high school in general. These guys will respond to any question about what it's going to be like moving forward. So we are going to play the first unit is called Blue 5 Jive. Our lead trombone player couldn't be here today, so I'm going to sit in on that part, so that'll be fun. You guys can watch me struggle with that a little bit. We're going to feature with, who's first on that? Tim, on here on the bass trombone. Tim, did you go to Regis?
Yep.
Tim is a Regis Royal. Not great. And then Martin, back there on the front. Raise your hand, Martin, so they know who you are. Were you a Regis Royal? What were you? So he is an honorary honorary Regis Royal, not St. Joe's Royal, right? And Avery over here on the piano. Avery, stand up so they can see you in the way back there. Were you a Regis Royal? Yeah. But the cool thing to know, guys, is we're all friends now, right? We come up here and work together, so you get to see some of that. This one's called Blue Five Jive, and we hope you enjoy it. Very much, guys. I should have mentioned this before, but when we play jazz music, it helps us a lot if you guys go a little crazy. It's okay with us if you're applauding, screaming that you like something, standing up is okay. I mean, you don't want to get closer than 6 feet, of course, but it's okay to be a little bit more animated. You do not have to be quiet the whole time. If you like something, applaud, let us know you like it, okay? Our second tune that we're gonna play is called Footprints. It's a Wayne Shorter tune, and it's kind of what I like to call a mood changer. It is not a swing chart, like you just heard. It has straight eighth notes, and it's one that is more modern. So you'll hear some different harmonies and some different things going on that you might have not heard in that very first chart. Who's soloing on this one? Who solos first? Jackson first, then you're gonna hear Joanne there on the bass, and Arnold over here on the trombone. And I bet they aren't all Regis Royals, are they? Yeah, we got 2 out of the 3, but yes, there you go. Yes. But we're all friends now, which is good. We are. We have to be friends. Yes. So this is Footprints. We hope you enjoy this one. raise your hand if you like the first one better than the second one. Raise your hand if you like the second one better than the first one. Cool. So that's the beauty of jazz is, under the umbrella of jazz, there's all different kinds of styles. And you may or may not like one or the other better, but we get to learn all of them and experiment and see what we like. So our third tune that we're going to play for you is a tune you may or may not recognize. Our good friend Mr. Shanley, Mr. Steve Shanley, some of you may know him, he arranged this tune for us, and it's called Allegretto. It's the second movement of Beethoven's Seventh Symphony. Who knows Beethoven? Raise your hand. Knows that name? Awesome. Wow, that's a lot. His Seventh Symphony is 4 movements long, and this song was arranged for us. It's the second movement of that symphony. Who are we going to hear from on this one? So Tim over there again on the trombone. We got Randall over there on the drums, and John over here on the guitar. This one's called Allegretto, and it's completely different than the first two. So we hope you enjoy this one too. guys. How many like the third one the best now? Whoa, look at that. Yeah. The importance is the variety, right? You've heard all different kinds of styles, and you might be looking at this group, or maybe not, and saying, whoa, I don't know if I can do that when I get big. But everybody was sitting in your chair at some point, right? So if you look around, I'm going to ask them to raise their hand if they're a freshman, sophomore, junior, senior. Okay? So let's start with freshmen first. Raise your hand, Liam, really high so they can see. No. This guy really... Yeah, so he was just like you. Like, if you're 8th graders, you were here just a year ago, right? And so he's in Jazz Band 1 this year. But we also have a second jazz band where a lot of freshmen through seniors are, too. So this isn't the only jazz band we have. Sophomores, let's raise your hands really high so they can see in the way back. Yeah, we got 3 there. Yep, you can apply, that's fine. Juniors. There we go. And seniors. Seniors. Cool, more seniors. Good. But other thing I want to point out, though, is regardless of grade, if this is your first year in Jazz Band 1, would you raise your hand? Look at that. Wow. So there's some seniors that are here for the first time, there's juniors that are here for the first time, and of course Liam's here for the first time. So it doesn't mean, yes, that's a good applause. So jazz program at Xavier is very rich in its tradition. We've competed a lot. Obviously not this past year very much, but we have a big tradition behind us, and it's very important to our community up at Xavier. So we hope you consider getting involved in the jazz band here when it's possible, and then keep your involvement. This is part of the cool stuff that we do outside of like the normal class stuff, which is fun. With the last, 10 minutes or so, is it about that, I would guess? If you guys have questions, we would love to answer them. So let's say, is it okay if they just come to the microphone and say it, or do you want to just shout it out? What do you think?
Yeah, either or I can just...
Yeah, that'd be great.
Why is there a pineapple and a teddy bear?
Okay, that's great.
If you have questions, just kind of line up here. You can come up here if you have a question.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Pineapple and teddy bear. Whoever else has a question, just come stand up here. All right, so...
All right, so the pineapple has pretty much always been, it was before my time. It goes probably a long way back.
He doesn't know this part, so
You need to know the story.
Yes, so thanks Randall for being willing. Randall can explain the teddy bear if he wants to. So let's say it's about maybe 8 or 10 years ago or so. It was one of the very first few years I arrived at Xavier. There wasn't a jazz program at all before I arrived. They got together for just like a few different things, but it wasn't a consistent thing. Certainly we did not have 2 jazz bands, and certainly we never got on a competition or anything like that. So I was like a year or 2 into what we were doing. Of course, we had a jazz band because that's what a good program does. And we were at Talkhorn, which is at UNI. So at UNI, we go to a competition there, and they call it Talkhorn Jazz Festival. And we were a decent band. We certainly were not as polished as maybe we get to be at this stage in the game, but we were decent. We were going to be fine. But we kind of expected to be where we were going to end up. And it was a second tenor. So the person that sat right here, her name was Claire, and she went up to the concession stand at Talkhorn, which sold whole fruits. So you could buy like a melon there. You could buy like, I don't know, they had apples and oranges and stuff like that. One of the options there was a pineapple, right? And I think it was the mini pineapples. Have you guys seen those? They're a little bit smaller. So she bought that pineapple. I don't know why. She had no utensils to eat it or anything like that. She just bought it. And then we were about ready to go on after we'd warmed up. She comes up to me and goes, Ms. Wayla, do you care if I take this on stage? I kind of looked at her, and I thought for a second, I was like, I guess I don't understand why it would not be able to come on stage. Sure, why not? So she stuck it over here, kind of in the rhythm section, by where the soloist would stand. And we had the best performance of our lives at that festival. I think we got second place. It was like the kids knew it walking off, like, oh my gosh, that was the best thing ever. And so they attributed it to the pineapple, not us. They said, oh, the pineapple gave us good luck. And so from that point on, the pineapple has showed up to every single performance we've ever had.
The same pineapple?
No.
Just
No,
want
it
to make
is,
sure.
yeah. So it's a real pineapple. It is always real. It's not a fake pineapple, but there's a pineapple that comes to every performance we have. And there is somebody who is what's called a pineapple keeper. And I think Avery's the one this year. Yeah, so she's responsible for bringing the pineapple. And there's a pineapple apparel person too. Who's that? Jackson's the pineapple apparel. Yeah. I have nothing to do with it as the director. I don't pay attention to it. It just shows up.
You sell clothes with pineapples on it?
Who's got the socks on? Have you got the socks on? We got pineapple socks. We got all kinds of things. So
What?
it's our mascot. It's even on our shirt. Yeah, look over there. We got Jazz Band 1 shirts from previous years. They all have a pineapple on. It's our weird thing. The funniest part about it, I mean, I think it's great because it's our good luck charm, right? But the funniest part about it is when we go to competitions and we see other bands and they're like lugging in their watermelons like this. They started copying us, a few of them, with like their own, muskmelons or something like that. No one takes the pineapple because that's ours, right? But I've seen some other bands hauling in some fruit. So that is our weird mascot thing, and I, as the director, stay out of it. It just shows up and it gets there, and that's fun. And every single band director that I know goes, "That's Xavier, right?" I'm like, "Yeah," and they know we're Xavier because of the pineapple. So who's going to tell the teddy bear story? Come here. We'll give Randall another shot.
All right, so the teddy bear, we just had our high school musical, and it was Grease. So that teddy bear was a prop in that show, and I think on Monday night we had our concert, and we're just backstage, and this teddy bear is on, like, there's a counter back there. So we started messing with this teddy bear, and it just kind of ended up on top of the basing. It was really kind of just improv, and it just kind of ended up there. It might have a consciousness of its own. So.
Good job, Randall. Who has another question? We have a couple of minutes left. Why aren't the pineapple and teddy bear sitting next to each other?
Can they sit next to each other? Yeah. All right. Any other questions? Yeah. Yes. All right.
How much do you practice?
All right. Jackson, 7th grade. He has a question.
How much do you practice?
How much do you practice?
Well, our rehearsals traditionally are Monday and Wednesday and Friday mornings. So we practice 3 mornings a week, but that's not until, yes, thank you.
That's after marching band is over with. So for those of you that are unfamiliar, marching band kind of starts the year for us in our class. So when you sign up for band, that's part of it. It only lasts about 5 or 6 weeks at the beginning of the school year. So very soon, like by the end of September, first week of October or so, marching band is pretty much over. So it's at that point then that we stop doing marching band and we start doing concert band and jazz bands. And so from about end of October, well, actually I don't think we started this year until November. We started Jazz Band 1, and they go in the mornings, 7 a.m. Monday, Wednesday, Friday. And then the second jazz band rehearses just on 1 night a week on Thursday nights. So they have a very different practice schedule than us. I think you could probably imagine what homework is like for you and what band is like for you right now, and your practice schedule probably isn't that much different. If you have jazz band on a normal year or whatever, your practice schedule is probably the same. It's very similar. It's not going to be very much different up at the high school, except for that we have to watch out for whatever other groups are practicing too. So we kind of coordinate that. As individuals, I'm sure they practice a varying amount. You know, we go through the year and they might be practicing jazz a lot during, you know, this week and then maybe concert band a lot next week. Maybe they're working on a solo or an ensemble. So, you know, it just depends on what we're all working on. Jazz band now is actually, this is the last thing we're doing together this year, is taking this tour this afternoon. So after they're done, they'll pack up their jazz music and then all of a sudden they can work on some concert band music or something else at home. Another question, yes, I'll come to you.
How much do you practice like marching band and stuff?
You guys just want me to answer that? Do you want someone out there want to answer that? All right. So marching band meets during the regular class period. So like you have band as a class here. Does everybody have band in class here, right? Are we all, what grade are we here? Raise your hand if you're
6th, 7th inning.
Oh, awesome. 8th graders, raise your hand. Very cool. So we have band as a class, and we meet marching band in the class, and then there's also some morning rehearsals that don't occur every morning for you. So if you're like a clarinet player, for instance, you might have 2 mornings a week, or 1 morning a week that's just the clarinet section or the woodwind section, and then 2 mornings where you meet with a full group, okay? And then that lasts, like I said, just at the beginning of the year for the first 5 or 6 weeks. Once that's done, there's no outside of school rehearsals unless you're in jazz band. So you just come to concert band during the regular school time. So marching band has a few early morning rehearsals. It has only 4 nights in 5 or 6 weeks that we meet for rehearsal. But once that's done, then it's over. Then we don't have any outside of school rehearsals after that unless you're in jazz band. Keely wants to say something real quick. I'll let Keely talk.
Hi guys, so my name is Keely Oldham, and I'm the color guard section leader. And color guard, I don't know if you guys have seen it. It's like the flags that they do with the marching band. Do you guys know what I'm talking about? So color guard is kind of a small group, but we want to make it bigger. So just if you have any questions afterwards about it, you can come and talk to me. But basically, we meet outside practice, outside the class, for marching band. And we just do a lot of team bonding, and we do choreography and stuff to make we're the color of the marching band. So
Yeah, that's a great way of putting it. So if someone has a question for Keely, just ask her right afterwards. Yeah. Do we have time for more questions?
Well, we're going to get everyone else back to class.
Okay.
So, but we can let the band kids stay for a few more
Okay,
questions.
sounds good.
Yeah.
Let's go over this way.